Yo, what's happening, boys and girls? How the devil are we? It's your old pal Shanksy, and welcome to my roster reviews, where we take a look at your, well, maybe not your, but someone's roster, and we compare it, see what they're working on, give you an idea on comparison on what you might be working on, what you can expect to be at that stage, and basically any advice that I can give to help streamline or help basically grow your roster in any way, shape or form. So thank you for stopping by, thank you for checking out the video. If you do want your roster reviewed, watch until the end, drop me a message on Discord, links are down below, and I look forward to hearing from you. Now, I'll put my hands up, there is a queue on this service, there's a few people already in the queue, but I will do my best to get through absolutely everyone. It's totally free of charge. If you do want to skip the queue, we can talk, but other than that, get in touch with me on Discord and we will go from there. But without further ado, let's get into today's roster. Right, so today's roster, we're going to be checking out Nebur. His total collection power is 1.76 million. His total strongest team power is 249,000. He's been playing a grand total of about 256 days and spent about 400 euros so far on the game. He's been War MVP once. He's got 117 of the characters unlocked. 2 of them are at max rank, and he has managed to achieve #1 in his arena rank already. His current arena is Mr. Sinister, Ultron, Invisible Woman, Hela, and Vision. But without further ado, let's have a little look into it. So he's currently looking to unlock Black Bolt, ain't we all? And obviously strengthen his U7. And again, I think that's something that a lot of us out there at the moment are doing. No matter where you are in the game, U7 is always now going to be a top priority. It's the hardest content out there, so that is always going to be everyone's desire in the back of their mind to work towards. So we've got Vision favoured at 36k. We've got Scientist Supreme at 33. Hela, Mr. Sinister, Falcon's in there as well, favoured. So I'm guessing a very strong push there on Tech Wing for Scientist Supreme and Falcon. My big old head is blocking Nebur, he's currently at 5 stars. Nearly at 6, but favorited at 12k. Hand Assassin is there as well at 5-star, favorited. So straight away, we can see that all too familiar Phoenix push, and she is so needed, man. The second you are able to farm out the characters for Phoenix, just get doing it. Just get doing it. It's going to help you out in the long run. The quicker you get Phoenix, the better. You know, it makes a lot of sense. Star-Lord is there at 60k. We've got Rocket Raccoon at 50k. Ultron already 7-starred, very nice indeed, at level 70, 49k there. Then we're going to be looking down towards Juggernaut at 45, Nick Fury at 44, Groot, Minerva, only a 2-star unlock there, but already 39k. And you know what? She's so worth it, man. Like if you've only got a couple of stars on your Minerva and you're a little bit hesitant to work out whether or not to invest, just do it. Do it. Whether she's 2-star or 7-star, what she brings to the team is absolutely huge. Obviously, the higher you can push her, the better. But it's so worth having her unlocked as and when you can. She's one of the few character offers that I do really recommend picking up when she comes around. Pyro's there at 39k. I am blocking Invisible Woman at 38k. Magneto there at 37. Punisher 35. Iron Fist 32. Luke Cage 31. We've got the very strong making already of a Defenders team. Looking pretty solid there. Sabretooth at 31. JJ at 31. Daredevil there at 28. So that completes our Defenders team. Gamora there at 29. Ghost Rider at 28. Looking pretty damn decent. We've got Shield Security being blocked by My Head at 28. Thanos at 27. Mystique at 27. Mordo and Thor. Then we've got Drax at 25. Elsa Bloodstone at 23. Mantis at 23. Scarlet Witch at 23. Loki at 22. Doctor Strange there being blocked by My Head at 22. Captain Marvel at 21. Definitely worth investing a little bit of love into her. I really do think she is one of the core core tunes in this game. Shield Medic there at 20k. If you're going for that Fury Coulson team, Medic needs to be there. Sif looking very, very nice at level 54, 20k. Shield Operative there at 19. I would recommend leaving her be now. Operative's not really worth putting that much more into. Black Panther there at 19. We got Storm at 18. Storm is probably one of my favourite characters in the X-Men squad. One of my favourite characters in the series. And one of my favourite characters in this game as well. I feel like she's incredibly underrated, especially for the harder U7 nodes. Powering her up early on U7 and then unleashing her on a boss node. Ooh, baby, it's worth it. We got Shield Assault there at 18k. Heimdall, Kree Oracle there, Kree Cyborg. So again, these guys have been stopped at 5 stars. Not taken up to 6 stars yet. If you are working on that Fury squad, obviously get back working on the Kree. We've got Shield Trooper there at 17.5. I'd leave him where he is now. Wouldn't worry too much more about him. Graviton. I've seen a lot of low Gravitons recently, and I really feel like Graviton and the AIM team needs a little bit of loving, man. Graviton's such a good character. He's coming around again in a blitz in January, so it's worth getting ahead of the curve now, starting to power him up. You won't regret that in the long run. Mysterio there at 16.6 with Wolverine there as well. Then I do believe we are actually... No, it's the next page of this roster that we're actually missing. So we've got Shocker there at 15, Kree Royal Guard, Kree Noble. We got Hand Sorceress, Psylocke, Yondu being blocked by myself, and he's sitting at 14.245. Hand Sentry there at 14. Green Goblin at 14, Vulture at 13, and Deadpool at 13.6. Then we are missing a page by the looks of it, guys, because it jumps down to the 13 mark. But I also believe we are missing in Miles Morales, Crossbones. Oh, no, sorry, that's the next page. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. That is the next page that we're missing. Rhino at 13, War Machine, Ravager Kree. We've got Hawkeye, Hulk. Ronan being blocked by myself at 6 stars, so you've definitely got him there for the Phoenix unlock. I would recommend taking him all the way up to 7 once you're working on him. Spider-Man there at 5 stars, but he's already got 348 shards, so he's well on his way to 7-star. Elektra there at 4 red. Captain America, Miss Marvel. Now we will be skipping a page, unfortunately, so we can't see Black Widow, Crossbones, Croak, Miles Morales, but I think we're only literally missing one line, guys, so it's not too bad. Carnage then at 5.6, American Chavez, Rescue, Merc Lieutenant, Korath. We got Bullseye at 3.7. We got Agent Coulson already unlocked, but no love put into him whatsoever at 3k there. Nebula, Strife at 2.8. Then we've got the Thing, Ravager, so a lot of the guys that you expect to see down here. And unfortunately, it's coming at quite a common experience that we're seeing a lot of the Fantastic Four already left out in the bottom. They've been out now for a little amount of time, and I still can't believe they're not really farmable. You know, like, I feel like they need to be farmable by now. I know they've been brought into premium orbs and stuff, but I feel like we're starting to wait too long a time period between the fact that they're released and the fact that they're farmable. So before you can get them free to play, to actually really make them worthwhile, you need to buy them, then go hard on their blitz, and then still wait for them to be able to get like 6-7 stars on them. So I feel like that needs to be addressed a little bit, because we're seeing some very good tunes down the bottom of a lot of people's roster at the moment. Then we make up the rest of the AIM team. Colossus is down there as well. Colossus is one of them people that you can definitely put in some work to. But I understand that you're farming for Phoenix, so you can hold off on him. He really does become a beast when Phoenix comes into play. A lot of the Hydra guys, Ant-Man, Wasp, a lot of people that I would expect to see towards the tail end. And Baku, a lot of the Mercs, Cable in there as well. Kingpin, no wasted resources into him. I like it a lot. Namor, I'm actually a really big fan of Namor. Really big fan of the Fantastic Four. However, if you can't be leveling him up right now, if you can't really be farming him, what's the point, right? What is the point of spending them hard-earned resources where you can't already get them? And then Venom is going to be last and least on this roster. So he's missing Shuri, he's missing Phoenix, Ultimus, Black Bolt and Yo-Yo, but he's already got 4 red stars on Phoenix and 4 on Shuri, so that's looking pretty tasty. So let's have a little look at the save squads and see what we can recommend. So our first squad, very much expected, the Guardians up there with Thanos in the middle, Minerva there on the left hand side, we've got Rocket next to Star-Lord, perfect positioning, really solid team. I like this team a lot, I really do. I also like Thanos in there instead of Drax. Keep in mind, Rocket goes super quick, does his special, Groot then gains a taunt as a result of that, Thanos then gets a later taunt, so I really like that team. We've then got the Brotherhood team, all fairly solid, about 180k. Ideally bringing Juggernauts, all these guys up to 7-star would make that a 220k team, something like that, and that's a really solid position for the Brotherhood. I really like the Brotherhood. I would recommend putting a lot more resources into them, but it's a bit of a strangle at the moment where you've gone very wide, you've unlocked a lot of characters. Now it's time to really work on teams that you want to go, right, I need to bring this team up to a playable level, show them some love. So it's really going to be a lot of personal preference at this point in time. I noticed you were going for Black Bolt and you were thinking about spending some money on Hela to get her to 5-star. So then maybe the Asgardians will be the first ones that you go, right, you are the team, I'm going to take you up to 250 and then we'll go from there. But take them up to 250 and then worry about moving on to another team. And you've got a lot of teams that you can work on and show that love too, you know. So obviously Phoenix is going to have to be top priority without a shadow of a doubt. Then it's going to be personal preference on team. Probably at this point in time I would recommend the Asgardians. Then I would recommend Shield Coulson. Then I would recommend the Brotherhood, because the Brotherhood are really still an amazing team, they really are. Excuse me. Then we've got this Ultron team down here with Vision, Mantis, Invisible Woman and Drax. Now this is a big team, 172k, big team, and there's a hell of a lot of healing on that team with a tank there as well. I'm intrigued to see how that one plays out. I might actually move and play around with that little team myself. I quite like the looks of it. I'd like to see how it works. We got 159k on the Defenders. Again, the Defenders are a team that I would recommend taking up to about 220, and then possibly leaving around the 220, 250 mark, something like that. Operative, stop working on immediately. Get Coulson in there. Get Coulson up to 20k. Make this Shield Coulson team a real staple, man. They're such a good team. They're good in the Greek raids with global lanes. They're good in war defense. They're really solid team all round, including in blitz. That is a team that I would definitely be working on. Then we're looking at Supernatural. This Supernatural team is really nice. You've got everyone in there. 124k. Again, it's going to be about leveling up your alliance, you know, getting them extra points in Stark Tech, all of that type of stuff. But the makings of the team are there. When Elsa becomes farmable, when Ghost Rider becomes farmable, obviously it's going to be a little bit easier for you. Again, it's going to be personal preference. You've got a lot of good teams. Just let's try and pick one. For me, it's going to be this team here. Is the Asgardians for Black Bolt, for the Inhumans. Black Bolt looks absolutely phenomenal. The Asgardians themselves are absolutely phenomenal as well. They work really well in war defense. They work amazingly well in blitz. I've seen a lot of people trial out a few characters in the Arena Shard, with Hela having really good success. So these guys go in a lot of different places and help unlock a legendary. So the Asgardians at this point, with the teams the way they are, would be my main focus, apart from getting Phoenix. Then we've got a hero brawler team looking really solid. We need tier 4s into Miss Marvel's passive, and then that's a fairly solid team. Obviously try and boost up Miss Marvel a little bit so she doesn't die first, and then that totally negates her passive. Free team, they're at 77k. Again, if we're going to start moving towards Fury to 7-star, these guys are worth taking up to, I think, about 150s, 160s, and they're a pretty good team, especially with Ronan in there. I feel like the Kree are still a pretty decent team. They're not going to set the world on fire, but they ain't a bad team to have as a backup for war, etc. Sinister Six are well down here, down below, 73k. AIM there at 55k. Scientist Supreme is a huge one to be working on. So what I can see, you've actually formed all of the meta teams already. So there's not really any advice that I can give you, like farm this one, farm that one, go for that one. It's now about picking a team that you want to work on, where you're comfortable with. Asgardian's going to get a huge amount of gameplay. Think about the way that I try and structure my teams is, right, Arena and Raid for me are the top priorities, right? Arena and Raid. So Arena, I can only have 5 toons in there. It's always going to be Phoenix, always going to be Ultron. Who else is going to go in there? At the moment, a lot of people are running Jugs and Magneto together. They're a really solid combo, right? Then who's going to be your 5th? For me, I've got a 7 red star Falcon, so I really like Falcon in there. But Mr. Sinister works, Invisible Woman, Vision, all these different people work as the 5th. So that is your arena team. That's your top priority. Then you want to be focusing on U7 or U6, your raid team, because that's going to help out yourself and your whole alliance every single day without fail. Then it's your war teams, you know, and that's basically the way. And then after that, then it's your blitz teams. Like, worry about blitz as a last effort thing. Even though blitz is important, that's how I structure what's important and goes where. Because normally if you get a good arena team, right, they're going to be good in blitz. If you get a good war defense team, they're going to be good in blitz. So if you focus on those game modes first, whoever else left over is going to be good in blitz. So it's really about who you're going to use and where to what team that you should focus on next. Personally, I'd go Asgardians. I'd go Asgardians, then I'd go Shield. Then I would probably go Supernatural. Yeah, then I'd probably go Supernatural. But also, don't be sleeping on the Fantastic Four, man. The second they become farmable, that's a solid team, dude. That is a solid team. But anyway, that is it for me. Guys, please don't forget, leave a comment down below on what you would work on at this point in time. If this roster is yours, if you took over this roster immediately, what would you do to it? How would you strengthen it? I'd love to know down below. Until next time, guys, you can catch me on the flip side. Take it easy.